Boker Tov, good morning to my dear congregants at Shifteh. I hope this message finds you well, in good health, in good strength. I want to dedicate this short Dvar Torah to all those in need of healing. Hashem should send them refuah shlema, refuat hanefesh, or refuat haguf. I do want to focus for a second on one of the spiritual opportunities that arise in this context. We're not going to Shul. We're not together physically as a community. We're not even in the same proximity as each other. And this raises a fundamental question about how do we function as individual Jews? What are we like when there's no one else around? When there's no group, let's call it groupthink for a second, where I could do my own thing, I could do whatever I want, and there's less of that sense of peer pressure to be doing what other people are doing. Because we're essentially on our own in our own clusters as individuals or as families. There's an interesting Dvar Torah in this parasha which I think addresses this issue. The Kli Akar raises a fundamental question on the second pasuk in this parasha. We're told about korbanot. Adam ki akriv mikem korban Hashem. If a person, an individual, brings a korban from the animals, from the bakar, from the tzon, takrivu et korbanchem. You shall bring your sacrifice. Now notice the pasuk begins with the individual tense. Adam ki akriv mikem. It's lashon yachid. And it concludes with Lashon Rabim. Et takrivu et korbanchem. Bring your korban, your sacrifice. What is the meaning of this transition from singular to plural? And the Kli Akar points out that he believes there's a hidden message here. Hashem is telling us, bring a korban like Adam, the way Adam Harishon brought his korban, but not in the way that his two sons, Hevel and Cain, brought their korbanot. Hence, the Lashon Rabim at the end of the pasuk. What was wrong with Hevel and Cain's korbanot? Well, each of them had a flaw in their korban. When it came to Cain, Cain's flaw is that he only brought a korban because Hevel had brought it. So he did it because he was motivated by jealousy, by envy, he was mekaneh his brother Hevel. Whereas Hevel brings from the least of his crops. He brings mi pri adama. He doesn't bring from the best, the choicest of his crops. He brings from something that's of lesser value, even though Cain brought something mi b'charot tzonot michel v'hen. So we see each of these korbanot were flawed in their own way. And I think that there's a lesson here for us in our own lives today, in the situation that we're dealing with right now. Sometimes when we're in a communal setting, we do things just because everyone else is doing it. And we do it because out of conformity. We do it because this is what everyone else is doing. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And the lesson that we learn from Cain is that we're supposed to do something. Like Adam Harishon, who, by the way, also brought a korban. We're supposed to do it out of our own internal motivation because we're inspired to do it, not because everybody else is doing it. The second lesson we learn from Hevel is that while it's good to bring a korban out of your own volition, out of your own inspiration, it should be the choicest, the best. We have to give the best and dedicate our best energies, our best kavanot, our time to Hakadosh Baruch Hu and to the Jewish people and to Avodat Hashem and to observance of Halacha. We can't just give the scraps. We can't just give our second best to these things. We have to give of our best. And this time that we are not together physically as a community, but we're separated, this is an opportunity to think about this, to find the proper motivation, to do things out of true kavanot tavot, to do things with the right motivation, to bring a korban like Adam Harishon and not like his two sons, Hevel and Cain. And this is the meaning of this pasuk. Wishing everybody an amazing day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Kol Tov.